果チームコリアがサーブ権を獲得しました。ここで今大会で採用されておりますチャレンジシステムについてご案内いたします。
From now, let us introduce the challenge system.
両チームの監督は試合中の各チームに選手のレベルが認められており、ラリー中でもチャレンジが可能です。チャレンジが申告されるとビデオリプレイでの確認が行われ、チャレンジ成功の場合、チャレンジの残り回数はそのままとなり、失敗の場合はチャレンジの回数が減ることになります。また VTR でプレーが確認できなかった場合は主審判定が採用となります。この場合、チャレンジの回数は減りません。さらに VTR および主審の判断をつかない場合はノーカウントとなります。
Head coaches are entitled to request challenges each time they understand a fault takes place and is not called by referees, or when they would like to ask a review of the referee's decision. Teams will keep the right to call another challenge if their play is correct, up to the maximum of 2 unsuccessful challenges per set. When the situation is unable to review by officials, the first referee has the right to call, and also when referees cannot make any decision, the team still keeps the right to claim the challenges.
チャレンジが要求できる項目は、ボールの落下地点のボールのボールの判定、ブロック時のボールへの接触、選手によるネットへの接触、選手あるいはボールのアンテナへの接触、サービ時、選手の足のエンドラインに踏み越し、後衛の選手がアタックを打つ際のアタックラインを踏み越し、試合中、選手の足が相手コートに入ったかどうか、以上の項目となっています。
Challenges are allowed during a rally for the following situations: ball in or out, block touch, net fault, antenna touch, foot fault, including the service, spike, and entering an opponent's court.
チャレンジの使い方一つで試合の流れを大きく左右することもありますので、このチャレンジシステムも見どころの一つと言っていいでしょう。続いてこの試合のコートアシスタントのご紹介です。愛知学院大学、私学館大学の皆さんです。
The FIVB World Grand Champions Cup is underway here in Japan. 6 of the planet's best women's volleyball teams going head-to-head in search of this edition's title. Up next, the current holders of the cup, Brazil, take on the wildcard selection, Korea, right here in Nagoya. Hello and welcome to the Nippon Geishi Hall here in Nagoya, Japan. Clayton Lucas with you as we get ready for match number 2 from day 4 of action from this FIVB World Grand Champions Cup. 2 teams out warming up. It's Korea against Brazil. Korea playing in all blue today and Brazil in their traditional yellow and blue. This is currently how the table looks. China with 4 wins from 4. It's Japan in second, the United States in third, Brazil in 4th place. Could jump into second if they get a victory over Korea. Korea yet to win a match. Korea yet to win a set. They've been beaten by Japan, the USA and China. And for Brazil, it's been an interesting 3 matches. They beat Russia 3-1. They then lost to China 3-2 after being up and having a match point swing. And then they lost to Japan in an incredible game of volleyball. Also by 3 sets to 2. The Korean captain in your picture, number 11, is Kim Soo-ji, playing through the middle. No Kim Yong-kung here. KYK, as she's known for Korea. She's not feeling well, has an allergy. Was here at the start of the tournament, but not in a playing capacity and has now gone back to Korea. The warm-up is now over. The teams will line up along the court, be ready to wander on and face the crowd for the national anthems. Brazil with their tradition of high fives and hugs for everybody. And a few Brazilian fans in, cheering their team on, looking for their second victory of this cup. Brazilian squad, a few faces you'll names you'll recognise, a few you won't. Some news for you regarding Thaisa. She's back in training, but only 75% fit at the moment. Thaisa, the middle blocker for Brazil, broke her ankle. Gives the World Cup Championships. Time then for the national anthems for both countries. We will start with Korea and we will finish with Brazil.
Please rise for the national anthem of Korea. the national anthem of Brazil.
Players will make their way off court. The referees will remain on court and await their introduction by the on-court announcer. And I can tell you the referees today in charge, the first official who will appear on the left of your screen is from Thailand. Nathan Onsawapark is the man on the stand today.
Presentation of the international referees. The first referee is Mr. Nathan Onsawapark from Thailand.
And Mr. Onsawapark will be ably assisted by Argentina's Hernan Gonzalo
The second
Casamiquela.
referee is Mr. Hernan Gonzalo Casamiquela from Argentina.
The referees take their place. And it's time for the players to take their place on the court. So this is how Korea will be lining up. Lee Jae-yeon is setting, and opposite her is number 18, Hwang Min-kyung. And through the outside is number 7, Lee Jae-yeon, and number 20, Jaeon Se-yan. And in the two middle blockers, number 15, Kim Yuri. No place on court for the captain, Kim Soo-ji. Instead, it will be Han Soo-ji going through the middle. So a few changes then for Korea. See how that pans out over the course of this game. For Brazil. There's just one change from the team that started this tournament. So it's number 9, Roberta, setting. Number 4, Carol is middle blocking with Anna Beatriz, number 20. Through the outside is Natalia, number 12. And Rosa Maria, number 7. No place on court for Gabby. And in the opposite slot, number 11, Tandara. That is who Roberta Guimaraes has decided to put out on court for this one. Rotations checked for Korea, and they're okay. So that means the lead rope will go in. It's Korea in blue serving, and it's Brazil in yellow receiving. This is match number 2 from day 4 of the FIVB World Grand Champions Cup. And the first point goes the way of Brazil, courtesy of Tandara. It'll be Natalia to serve. Korea played against China on match day 3 in a game that lasted 1 hour and 2 minutes officially, with a scoreline which doesn't make for great reading. 25-14, 25-4, 25-12. Unlikely that we'll ever see a game quite like that again. At one point China were 15-0 up. Zhu Ting serving at that particular time. Went into the technical timeout 16-1 up. So seemed nothing that Korea could do could get them the side out. In fact, their side out at 15-1 came because Zhu Ting served the ball long. And even then, China challenged that. Well, looking for a touch, there might be a challenge coming for Korea because Brazil now 4-0 up. Rather be 3-1 here if they can.
The challenge by Korea, block touch.
Yuri Mokrai, the challenge referee, working with Hawkeye, having a look to see whether or not this ball caught the Brazilian block. No, it didn't.
The challenge was unsuccessful.
So an unsuccessful challenge for Korea and 4-0 already for Brazil. Italia serving again. Not the best defending from Natalia. She's disappointed with herself, good to be beaten by that ball. It does give Korea their first point. Just watch Natalia, I think you can see we'll tighten in on the swing, so we're not going to see that particularly, but he just doesn't take the step to contain the ball really, which he could have done. But straight away, Brazil back into the action, siding out comfortably. Side out from Jeong Se-yan. Lovely hit, Rosa Maria. Well, Brazil always talk about European teams being taller, stronger than they are, but this is a problem that Korea face against Brazil, a team that are taller and stronger than they are. That's a lovely serve. That's been a feature of play here in Nagoya. The jump float serve where the volleyball really has dropped very quickly. Well, that in part though was a case of Kim Byung-yun getting her feet stuck and couldn't adjust. Tandara and Natalia putting each other off. Good covering by Tandara. And Rosa Maria blasting through into the corner. 8-3, Brazil lead at the first technical timeout.
Mas se ela ficar pra fora, você manuseia melhor.
Forced error from Rosa Maria. Sayan's serve. Decent one as well, giving Natalia something to think about. Oh, the tip ball right to the middle of court. And Hwang Min-kyu went running in and left it. And that definitely looked to have put the libero off. Nobody at the net for Natalia, but still should tip the ball. This time, though, she dispatches that one to the line, past Lee Jae-wook as if she wasn't even in the room. Another point for Brazil, more trouble for Korea at the moment. Trees. Oh, and it's a rotation error here. Against Korea. And that's Jeon Se-yan has to be on the right-hand side of Hwang Min-kyu, number 18, and she wasn't when the ball was served. So timeout called by Korea. This is a really big lead now for Brazil. straightforward hitting error by Lee Jae-yong. Normally more reliable than that. Looking for block out that time, but that didn't happen either. Pretty good double block as that came off Carroll and then went into Roberta's hands. Well watched by Roberta. Oh, nobody going up with Carroll. Tandara on the pipe. A 10-point lead for Brazil. So the second technical timeout, Brazil are absolutely flying against Korea. Too big a gap. Natalia on her heels. Roberta was her responsibility. Unable to get there in time. That looked to be long. There may be a challenge coming. And indeed, Brazil not happy with the call, so they want a confirmation.
The challenge by Brazil, ball in out.
Team Brazil, challenge です。ボールインアウトに関するチャレンジとなっています。
Was indeed out. Looked out initially. So a successful challenge for Brazil. Change coming for Korea. Off goes Ju Jeon Se-yeon, and in comes Choi Soo-bin. A very nice pass, which sets Lee Jae-yong away. Lovely dig. Well, that's more like it from Korea. That's the kind of volleyball we expect to see from them. Soaking up a big, powerful hit, then coming back and putting the ball off the block and out of play. Nice work. Choi Soo-bin's done very well since coming on. That's a lovely dig from Roberto. Just need somebody to be able to put this ball away. In a minute, Korea can't find someone. Not even the miss hit is working. Brazil just keep giving it back to Korea here. Oh, that looks like it is eventually done. And it's Hwang Min-kyung who gets it off the block and away. That was an energy-sapping rally. But not at one point could Brazil really get a chance to have a decent swing. Handara with the error, and Korea only 8 points back now, so Brazil called timeout.
Deixou espacinho para ele, vem toda a pavareta, deixa que a defesa está montada para lá e a gente organiza o bloco para ela ficar um pouco dentro da cena na banca. Isso é que está pegando mal. Um pouquinho mais afastado na bola.
Uma bolinha.
Vamos jogar aqui.
Carroll free to do as she pleases through the middle. Brazil extending their lead off the back of the timeout. Carroll will be serving. That's a huge block. Rosa Maria with a second movement block. She goes up and then presses. Risky. So much as you can be touching the net doing that, but then again you can do it even if you're just putting your hand straight across the net. But I think with that block from Rosa Maria, it relies on the timing of getting your hands across at the right point when the spike's being taken, and invariably you're always going to be after the fact. A nice swing from the Jeon. Another big hit from Rosa Maria. It wasn't the best set from Roberta to try and find Natalia. Suspicions of it being a double touch. They get away with it, but it's Korea who take the point. And this time, Tandara through the middle gets that ball on the floor. Beatriz runs the slide behind, and Brazil now running away with this set. Just 1 point required. There'll be a double substitution to come. Before that happens, Monique coming in as the opposite player. Nayani in as the setter. First set point is saved. Monique a little bit too far over. And that ball not quick enough into Carroll. Needs to be double speed out of the hands of Nayani, and it wasn't. That was a good spot for Monique, finding the cross-court angle. And Brazil take the point they need. They take the first set as well, 25-15, and lead 1-0. statistics. 2 errors from Brazil, very nice. In terms of a decent way to play the set. All that keeping those errors down, making the digs, getting good touches in the block.
Well, right now it's Lee Jae-yong who's top scorer. Tandara and Rosa Maria behind her. There we go then with the second set. Tandara not getting enough topspin on that one to bring it down in time to find the court. Brazil will be happy to go to the middle as often as they can off a good ball in. They have a much better height advantage, and there'll be not much that Korea can do to stop it. And then backing up with an ace serve. Good chase. And a huge block. All the hard work for Korea not paying off. Choi Soo-bin with nowhere to go. Natalia serving again. Brazil blocking again. Well, Choi Soo-bin must have seen a space or something she thinks she's going into. Well, she hasn't at all, she's just not given that much thought at all, really. Once again, Rosa Maria coming to block out at 2. And Tandara blocking on the other side, opposite to where she normally would, and it's working very well here for Brazil. As Tandara makes the block on the left-hand side, Rosa Maria having made 2 on the right, and at 5-1 up, it's Korea, 4 points behind, call the timeout already. Now, will that have done anything to help Korea get back into this set? They'll be hoping it will. A few wise words from the coach. And now, they still, though, have to get their side out. Oh, good covering behind the block. Oh, lovely line shot, Rosa Maria. Despite the fact she's hit that ball, if you looked at it at a clock face, she's hit the ball, put a hand on it at 9 o'clock.
They got a bit of a spin away from her. You can see that, but she still just about gets it in on that line. Natalia once again. None of the blockers knew where it had gone. All of them had their eyes closed at the point of impact. Tandara absolutely clueless as to where it went. It's Korea who comes up with the point. Excellent work at the net by Brazil. Oh, that's a good swing. Tandara into the corner. All down to some solid blocking from Brazil. Not making the kill blocks, but just getting in good positions. Slowing the ball down by making a good touch. Getting it into transition. And then getting it to Tandara. Another good touch. Oh, Rosa Maria coming in and firing the ball down. It's 8-2. Timeout is upon them, an enforced one, a technical timeout. Korea need the breather. Well, that's the run of points Brazil have had off the back of service as well, and now Carroll to the serving line. Korea want their side out, so they are going to have to work hard for it, unless of course Carroll doesn't get the ball in play. Free ball Brazil. Excellent dig from Lee Jae-eun. And a wonderful block from Brazil. Korea started this tournament so brightly with an excellent display of volleyball against Japan. Despite losing 3-0, it really was a wonderful game to watch, a really good spectacle. Korea were getting the ball into transition on so many occasions. And coming back at Japan, it was a close match. Despite the 3-0 scoreline. 25-23, 25-21, 26-24. Korea going down to Japan, but subsequently, and they seem to have had a decline in form, losing 3-0 to the USA, 22-20, and then 16. And a scoreline against China, which, well, 14-4 and 12. They only just about got over a set's worth of points in 3 sets. And it's not boding too well for them here either. 1 set down, losing to 15, 11-2 down here.
The challenge was unsuccessful.
And now they've just been aced. Another step, and Carroll could have just walked that in, played it. So Carroll set up position, takes the timing, and then doesn't take an extra step. She could have ran through that ball. It's a good ball in from Natalia. And then Anna Beatriz hammers it away through the middle. Last time out for Korea. They'll have to make do with a technical timeout. They only have one challenge left as well in this set. Doesn't seem at the moment that anything Korea tries is working. The only options really now for Korea's coach is to be will be to make personnel changes. That's a foot fault from Lee Jae-young. Didn't matter where the ball went after that. She's a back row player, has to take off behind that 3-meter line. Lovely pickup by Gabby, a little tight to the net, too tight in the end, it hits the antenna as well. So Korea will take the point, but that's a really good pickup from the libero for Brazil. Rosemaria unable to have a big swing, didn't matter, did it? Finding the space on court with the tip. That's the scoreline on the big screen here in Nagoya. That'll be frustrating for the head coach for Korea. A ball that's been tipped all that way, not being picked up. Something perhaps to talk about at a technical timeout. Brazil with a massive lead here in set 2. Nice dig from Tandara. And a desperate chase to no avail. Another point for Brazil. Jose Guimarães will be, Roberto Guimarães, say it's not Jose, Roberto Guimarães being very quiet, just stood watching, as are the rest of the team and coaching staff. Enjoying the show. Jeong Soo-young coming in. He's down as a middle blocker, but now playing as an opposite player, as Hwang Min-kyung goes off, who is an outside player but played as opposite for this one. Lovely commit block from Ana Beatriz in the middle. The thing for Brazil now is they've got to keep their focus, keep their shape, make sure they don't allow Korea a run of points and don't start to think that this is all over. Setting substitution, Lee Go-eun coming in. And it wasn't going to be long before personnel changes were made by Korea in a bid to try and generate their fortunes. They just can't find a way through still. 20 points to 4 now. And Brazil could emulate China's scoreline here if they could get 5 unanswered points. Direct change. Tandaro's job is done in this set. Monique comes in to replace her. No place on court for Korea's captain, Kim Soo-ji. Off the shoulder from Gabby. Counts. Well, Monique was caught watching. She'll be a little disappointed that wasn't picked up. Have a look at number 15, bottom of the picture. Didn't take a timing, did she? She was just watching and then had to get her body weight moving. And it was too late. Got a collision here between Gabby and Rosa Maria. Gabby looks to be in some pain. That's her thumb, which the coach just grabbed hold of. Ooh, yes. Crunch. Well, it's not just fingers in situations like that as well. You've got the small bones in the wrist, the scaphoid, which they are very easily damaged. Good to see that both Rosa Maria, while still looking at their relative hands, appear to be okay. Unfortunately, the scoreboard is thrown a bit of a wobbly, showing at the moment 5-2 to Korea, and it's linked directly to the electronic scoreboard that's being kept by the officiating team. So it's had a mind of its own the last few days, and it's now going to be switched off, and we'll be back to the manual score flipping system as far as what's on the table is concerned. Still, the electric scoring around the hall is working fine. Nice work for Korea. dig by Han Soo-ji. And then finished off nicely by Lee Chae-young. Oh dear, one player moving, one waiting, and the player moving then didn't play the ball, Han Soo-ji. Mara coming in, big middle blocker. Hasn't seen a lot of court. Out to lunch with that one, had no idea where the ball was going. Mara is the only Fluminense player in the squad. In the Superliga in Brazil. The entire squad of Brazil made up of Superliga players, nobody playing abroad. More changes for Brazil. Well, when you've got a lead like this, it's unsurprising. Nayani coming in, she plays for Pinheiros. Soo-ji though, still no place for her on court. So Mara gets her first swing. Down is 1m88. Mara looks a lot taller than that, doesn't she, on court? .178. Set point it is for Brazil. Oh, a wasted serve by Nayani. Well, that'll stay in play. Oh! And a rush of blood from Natalia. Decided to have a swing on that, but great work from Korea. It's like a game of pinball for a moment as it rattled around the players, but they get their point. Well, I think they've challenged that ball in, ball out.
Ball in, out.
So often it and out over the sideline. An unsuccessful challenge for Roberto Guimarães. Monique tidies things up, so Brazil take the second set 25-10 after taking the first 25-15. They lead 2-0 and are one away from victory. Brazil with 3 aces. But gave 6 points to Korea in errors. So a change of personnel for Korea. Number 12, Yu Seon, is on court as an outside hitter, but is they're ready lined up in a minute. She's lined up as an opposite player. So where we go with the third set. Brazil leading 2-0. Straight into the action, Carroll. Brazil back to their strongest starting 6. They'll probably do what they did in the last set if they can, which is to build the lead and then allow some of the bench personnel to come in and play. Going off the head of Carroll. Despite Korea getting that into transition, it's Brazil's block that holds firm to give them their side out. Just caught the block on its way out. I have to say, oh dear. With that one. Rosa Maria's tip into the net, in part because she was actually moving away from the ball. So Korea then getting a 2-point advantage. Roberto Guimaraes will not be very happy with this. He will be expecting his team to do well here, but it's always tricky. It's always a danger that when you've just beaten a team as convincingly as you have and you're up 2-0, that mentally you can switch off, which is the last thing that Brazil want to do here, especially against Korea, because they will find themselves in trouble. That's more like it. Shoot ball to the middle. That's well watched actually by Curtis, who could have so easily reached right over to block that ball down and would have lost the point. Instead, just put her hands directly above her, kept them her side of the net, let the ball hit her, and then go down. Tandara now with the serve, Brazil back level. Tandara had put her hands up as if she's going to play some kind of high hands defence. Making that, she went along with that last play, and it's an ace serve here for Korea. They're back to 2 in front. Nice work by Yu Seo Yun. Foot fault by Brazil. So that's close. That might be worth a challenge, but it's too late now. Unforced error from Korea. Rosa Maria. Lovely blocking, Natalia waiting. And Han Soo-ji sliding right into the block. So a superbly placed shot that gives Korea the lead, the first lead they've had at a technical timeout in this match. Playing with confidence. Lee Jae-yong making sure this one doesn't come back. It's a nice swing from her, taking on the top of the block. Perhaps now a better chance for Brazil. Once again, good hustle from Korea. Oh, lovely dig. And Tandara sprawling. Well watched that time by Tandara. Or rather by Natalia. Tandara with a huge swing. But no one can get this ball on the floor at the moment. Tandara does in the end. That was an excellent rally. Everybody working so hard. Brazil had the firepower. Korea had the defense. But in the end, it was Brazil who broke through. Trees. Going to jump over the advertising hoardings, not going to risk injury. Lee Jeong with a lovely swing again. And again, taking on the high hands, he's not trying to hit that ball steep into court. Well, there's a few issues here for Brazil. So, Guimarães calls a timeout in an effort to sort those issues.
Nós não temos categoria para tirar o pé.
Nicely done by Carroll. Natalia. Jeong making the pass, then swinging out wide, staying pretty square on the net actually. She swung across her body, but again a nice high hand contact. Just brute force from Tandara. Everyone thought that might be going out towards Tandara. She started to move out to the left-hand side of court. But there's Maria waiting behind. A few points back for Brazil. Korea called a timeout. No place on court yet for Gabby, number 10.
올라가서 배를 찍어서 위로 가는 거 어쩔 수 없잖아. 이러고 가봐. 한참 누가 보는데.
That's a good touch from Natalia, but it looks like there's a net touch against Brazil in the block.
The challenge by Brazil, net touch.
So they're going to challenge
ゲー
that.
ムブラジルネットタッチに関するチャレンジです。
There was the fault, it was the
The
elbow.
challenge was unsuccessful.
The crowd just saying it's Rosemaria's elbow into the net. If her hair had touched the net, that wouldn't have been a fault. That's the key to Brazil's success in this game, without a question, really, without any shadow of doubt. If they get that ball in and the middles are up and running, Korea are unable to stop them. Particularly off of side-out play when there's threats wide. So Korea's blocks having to be pinned. Oh, just got dug on an overpass and then taking the point. Very nicely done by Na Hyun-jung, the libero for Korea, to dig that overpass swing from Anna Beatriz. That could have been 13-14, as it is Korea keeping themselves in front. A comfortable margin, really. Got the middle again, that's successful for Brazil. And Roberta's going to keep on using it as long as it's available. Second technical timeout, and Korea have the lead. But it's Brazil who have the match lead at 2-0. Brazil are going to need to get a bit of a step on here if they're going to get back into this and deny Korea from taking a set. Korea were waiting for that one. Excellent block from Lee Jae-yoon. And an ace serve to follow. Take all the luck you can get. Brazil call another timeout. No more left.
Cada bota a mão na cintura, joga, senão fica todo mundo andando na porra do campo. Eu não sei quem vai jogar ou não. Aí começa a dar tudo certo lá e a gente tomando tudo. É isso que acontece. Nós não temos jogo pra isso, caralho.
Natalia makes sure the ball goes down, and it's funny, isn't it? First two sets, Roberto Guimaraes just stood and watching, no one say anything. And then this set, very different. Amanda's coming in to serve for Beatriz with her unique serving pre-serve routine. That was unlucky. Some decent defence from Brazil. And Amanda getting the touch. Tandara late to react to it. Well, that was an amazing set from Roberta. Under pressure, moving backwards and putting that one up on a plate for Tandara. That's more like it from Brazil. Carroll making the block. Korea call the timeout. Roberta with the serve, Tandara into the front row now. This is a strong rotation for Brazil if they can capitalise on it, but Korea aren't going to let them do that. Vigo to serve. Puts it down through the middle. Someone needs to get a run of points here for Brazil. Natalia with the ball. There's one. Korea has stacked everybody over on the left-hand side. The setter's at one, but the outside hitter one is over on the left instead of being on the right. But they certainly make it look a lot smoother than what China do when they are in that situation. Oh, wow. Amanda's pinched that off Natalia, and that was an opportunity wasted by Brazil. Amanda makes up for it with a good ball in. Brazil are to within a couple of points. So now Carroll back to serve, but not before there's going to be a substitution. I think it's going to be Monique's going to come in for Carroll. More like it. A worrying few moments, especially with Rosa Maria's blocking. That press, that was very late. So they get into transition. Tandara comes up with a huge hit. It's a great service and free ball now for Brazil. Natalia pops it in, she's not involved in the offense. And 3 attacking options. Really good from Rosa Maria. This is a solid rotation for Brazil. Nice work on the pancake. Look at that for a swing. Brazil are level now with Korea. Monique serving again. Goes off the block. You can see Rosa Maria's hands go up and then she presses. It's a little bit of luck really as to whether she gets a decent touch on the ball. I know from talking to the assistant coach, Paolo Barros, that it's not something that they advocate. They want the players to be up and across the net as soon as their hands are above the net, exactly as we see with the USA when they're blocking. Brazil level again. Tandara goes back to serve. Ball down to a tough serve, not a duff serve, but a tough serve. Let's put Korea in trouble. And Anna Beatriz goes over the top of Choi Soo-bin. Look to serve into that area again where there's a lot of traffic for Korea. Straight down the line. There was nowhere else for Korea to go. Yoo Seo-yeon shut down, and just like that, Brazil bring up match point. Lee Jae-yong saving the team for the moment. Yoo Seo-yeon. Oh, it's done. Rosa Maria puts it down. And Brazil take the match by 3-0. Not quite so easy in the third set as it was in the first two, but it is 3-0 nonetheless, and 3 points on the board for Brazil. Korea remain winless. Brazil now have 1-2 and lost 2. Brazil will move up into second place in the table off the back of that victory. Korea will remain bottom of the table with that defeat. Well, there isn't really anywhere for Korea to go now. They cannot get off the bottom of the table. They'll be looking to finish in style. They got one game left to play, and that will be against Russia. Brazil will be playing the USA as their last match of this tournament. So Natalia signing the score sheet. Lee Jae-hyung getting a drink. All smiles for Brazil as they get the job done. Just a little bit of a stutter in that third set, but they were able to make it happen just when they needed to, and not have the match go into a fourth set. Time for the players to go and sign some autographs and have some photos taken, and also to go through the mix zone and have some interviews done. And we're waiting to have an interview as well with Natalia. She's waiting to sign the score sheet at the moment. An important role for athletes is to do the interviews and so on. So Fred is down talking to Natalia.
A comfortable win, but tough in the third set.
Yes. I think this is the problem in all tournament. We have this up and down. We need to work for this because this is very bad. If we have one goal, we need to take this fast as we can, and we didn't make today. We didn't. So we need to work in this. But congratulations because we won these 3 points.
And tomorrow another tough game against the USA.
No, for sure. USA for me is one of the best teams in the world. So we need to study them and work hard to win against them. But for sure, we'll go 100% to try to take this game.
And there's many Brazilian fans in the Nagoya area. Do you have a message for them?
In Portuguese or English? Pessoal, tudo bem? Tem muito brasileiro realmente em Nagoya, então quero mandar beijo para vocês e obrigada pela torcida. Valeu.
Thank you.
Thank you. Obrigada.
So Brazil and Natalia relatively pleased that they got the result, not so happy with the way things went in the third set, and they know that they're going to be up against it against the USA, so they'll be looking to bring their A game once again. And they pretty much had their A game here against Korea. They managed to get the job done by 3-0, and we can see the highlights. One more game to come today. There's 2 games now completed. Here are the statistics from that third and final set between Brazil and Korea. Korea getting 3 aces and also getting 5 errors from Brazil. Korea just with the 1 unforced error themselves, but Brazil bouncing back with 4 blocks and more attacks. And in the match overall, Brazil taking it 3-0, 6 aces to 3, but making 13 errors. Brazil will certainly look to reduce that as much as possible up against the USA tomorrow. That'll be a tough game. Well, that just about wraps it up from us. This is what the table now looks like. China top, Brazil are into second place. But for how long will they stay there? We hope you enjoyed the volleyball. From all of us here in Nagoya, it's now time to say goodbye.